welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 31 of our career mode with West Ham United, and it's time to have a look at that shortlist. Yes, that shortlist that we've all come to love and adore, and start making some moves in this transfer window, because I do want to bring in Carl Jenkinson. He's a player that I need to get back at the club, because I really enjoyed him in season number 1, and I feel he can add so much more, and he's at the right age as well, which I think is very, very important. As long as we can get the deal right, I'm sure he will come to the club, because he has an affiliation for us, and he wants to come back, which is just as important. Hopefully that will give us some leverage within the actual transfer deal. Now, Jean-Charles, I'm very interested in him because he come highly recommended. He's a young centre-back who has a lot of potential, and again, he's got 11 months remaining on his contract. Even though we couldn't get him on a free transfer, if we strike now, we may be able to get him on the cheap, hence my valuation. Now, I have been in discussions with Manchester City, and they are willing to take around about the £3 million mark. They would, of course, love to receive the 5 million that they originally wanted, but I'm not really going to be playing that sort of ball. It's either 2.7 or nothing, in my personal opinion, and if it's not going to come back as 2.7, we won't continue on that deal. Now, Carl Jenkinson, we had a word with his agent. His agent indicated if we put in a bid of £5.25 million, Arsenal would indeed cave in, because Carl Jenkinson has handed in a transfer request, and he's made it quite clear that if West Ham make an offer, he wants to go to West Ham. Now, Motherwell come in for Sebastian Lezz. Unfortunately, Lezz is going to be culled. He's a player that, as much as I actually really do like Lezz, he doesn't have a future at West Ham, just due to the players that we have at the club currently. Obviously, we have George Moncur, as you know, was loaned out to Watford in the last episode. On top of that, we have Diego Poyet, Chalobah, etc. There's just no space for him at this moment in time. And thankfully, Arsenal do send me through the email in quick fashion. They've accepted the £5.25 million. So thankfully, for a quick conversation with Jenkinson's agent, putting in a transfer request and pretty much saying, look, let me go to West Ham, has worked and panned out beautifully. We didn't have to fork out the £6 million. I really didn't want to fork out £6 million, but if I had to, I would have caved in, but I didn't have to. Thankfully, we only spent £5.25 million, which I'm really happy with. Bolton Wanderers come in, offering us £5 million, and I just wanted to sit back and actually take this in consideration. £5 million for the Premier League's player of the season and the Premier League goalkeeper of the season. They have the audacity to offer us £5 million. Get on the bike and pedal away very quickly. Motherwell came back. They said they didn't want to pay 105k, but they decided to pay us £100,000, which, to be fair, is decent money. It's decent money, and something that I'm happy to allow the deal to go through, as long as they can agree on personal terms. Jean-Charles, 1.2 million is not near enough. I do know that Auxerre want around about £4.5 million, and £4.5 million is not where I will be going with that deal in any way, shape or form. Manchester City come back and they're good to their word. In fact, they're better than their word. They said 3 million-ish. I suppose 2.7, you know, 300k-ish, when you have their sort of money, is quite close. So 2.7 is the deal on the table. We'll have to wait and see, because I do know he picked up an injury when he was out at PSV at the end of last season, a knee injury. So I want to do the medical before we continue with that deal. He passes the medical, that deal could be well on. Now, you would have seen that Cheltenham Town have taken Reesburg on a season loan. Now, I just want to have a quick word with you about this. Does this happen to you? Now, this happened to me on FIFA 13 when we used to change the iconic number 6 Bobby Moore shirt and literally get rid of it from the complete squad and save it. It would always reload number 6 on somebody, random people, every time I reloaded the game. And the same is with the number 38, which we know is a retired number, and Chambers' actual number in real life football is number 37, not 38. So every time that I change his number to 37, save the game, then continue on my daily journey of recording the content, and then reload again for when I turn on the next day, he's always got the number 38. So I'm going to apologise in advance. If this season you see him wearing the number 38, I do apologise. I can't help EA having such a pathetic, ridiculous, bullshit glitch within their pathetic game. It's frustrating as anything. Absolutely frustrating. That aside, great defending you would have seen from the boys there, and Reedy yet again. He's so cool, calm and collected, knocking that ball forward into Kare, but unfortunately the pass back into Kare just wasn't up to much, unfortunately. But Kare, you know, getting down that right hand side again, getting manhandled out of the way there, and not really doing too well. He could have had the opportunity to get the cross in. He dwelled on the ball. We didn't get the cross, and the corner came in for Ravel Morrison, and a great defensive block to stop Morrison sticking that in the top corner. That is a great, literally, stick your body on the line to stop Ravel Morrison scoring, who was playing so well in this game as well. Really going in with a very strong-looking tackle, but he does get the ball. The referee totally disagrees. As you will see, he gets the ball. The player goes to kick. Unfortunately, he kicks Winston Reid, which technically would be a foul because he struck our player. From the resulting free kick, Stoke hit the bar, and we were lucky to get away from it, which the referees are just an absolute joke in my opinion. They really don't know what they're doing half the time. But you'll see, great defending yet again from Winnie Reid. Winnie Reid and Tompkins are just the greatest centre-back partnership I think I've ever seen in my life as the ball was played through. A beautiful ball played forward into Valencia. Valencia inside that box, looking to dink the ball to the back post like he did against Manchester United, but unfortunately he gets that completely and utterly wrong on that occasion. But it's nice to see him being unselfish, but I do want him to try and take a few strikes and try and score some goals for the season. I really want him to break double figures, and obviously I would really like to see him hit 20 goals this season. But Kare showing his frustration. The game wasn't really going his way. He was always being, you know, hustled and harried. He wasn't really getting to grips with the midfield battle with Stoke City, and he showed his frustration with a needless tackle and picking up a really sloppy yellow card, which will land him with a club fine of £3,000. I don't see the point of needless yellow cards. If it's taking one for the team, I've got no problem with that, and I do condone that. But if it's a needless yellow card, they will be slapped with £3,000 fines, and obviously Kare is slapped with a £3,000 fine. Now we start off the second half by bringing on Zuzak and Bakary Sacco to add some pace, but Valencia with a delightful ball into Ravel Morrison. The Stoke defender committed too early, and that is just a simplistic goal for Ravel Morrison. He does not miss those sort of goals, and it's great to see him back on a score sheet. He's such a great young talent. Hopefully we'll get him to sign that new contract and he will become an absolute cult hero at West Ham. The boy is fantastic. And on a different subject, bring him back from bloody Cardiff, get him back at West Ham, and I just want to see him stay at West Ham because I really do like Ravel Morrison. Yes, he's got a bit of a pain in the arse character, but he's one hell of a bloody player. He really is. Anyway, moving back into the career mode. Sorry about that. I do like to talk about football, as you know, but let's get back into the career mode instead of digressing as we pick up the ball with Noble, but unfortunately the referee does deem that to be a foul. And if you didn't know, we are at home at the Bowland on an evening kickoff, 5:30. It will be live on BT Sports, so make sure you tune in, or even better, get down to the ground and show the support for the lads as Stoke come flying forward, breaking into the box. Great pass from Ireland and a simplistic finish. The defence just literally parted. It was like Noah was parting the Red Sea or some bullshit like that from the Bible. It was ridiculous. The Red Sea was parted. Stoke got a simplistic equaliser. What were we doing defensively? Something we've worked on all summer. It's the defensive side of our game. We've shown that we're cool, calm and collected taking the ball out of defence, but we've shown a little bit of naivety with our actual defending, though. Winnie Reid there with a great header into Noble. Noble getting the ball out to that left-hand side with Zuzak. Zuzak gives the ball away needlessly and just compounding the pressure as Stephen Ireland moves forward. He distributes the ball out to the right-hand side. The cross comes in, and again, it's Winston Reid with a great defensive header, and I'm not sure if that can be considered a shot, a cross, miscontrol, or whatever. It was just absolutely god-awful. I do make a choice to take off Berahino. He wasn't getting in the game. He'd done nothing in the game whatsoever for me. A really disappointing performance from him, so I brought on Zarate in the hope that he could find a wonder goal for us. But again, some stout defending, really good defending on that occasion. The ball with Enna Valencia knocking it into Zarate. Zarate just dwelling on the ball a little bit, but plays a delightful ball into Enna Valencia. It split the defence open. Valencia into the box, and he seems to have bottled it when he went for the shot. Looked for the finesse to the far corner, couldn't make his mind up, and absolutely bottled it. But once again, Zarate with a beautifully timed ball into Valencia. And this time, Valencia hits the shot early, forces the keeper into a save, Jack Butland into a save, but it was an easy clearance for West Ham. No, for Stoke City, but Zuzak with a nice ball inside into Valencia. Valencia with a shot, hits the defender onto the crossbar, and who is there? Zarate to mop it up in the 93rd minute with a cheeky diving header. Cast your minds back to the Manchester City game at the end of last season, and he scored with a diving header as well. Great play from Enna Valencia. He did not give up all game. He was in search of that goal. He wanted that goal. Great shot, deflected onto that crossbar, and Zarate comes in with that diving header. An absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful goal. As sloppy as it probably looks and as sloppy as it probably was, it's still an absolutely wonderful goal. Stoke had the kickoff, and only a few moments later the referee would blow that final whistle, and we pick up our second 3 points of the season, 2 back-to-back wins, which is absolutely sensational. 6 points from 2 games, and we beat Stoke 2-1. As you can see, the fans are absolutely overjoyed. The ones who made the trip up to Stoke, I thank you. Well done. Absolutely chuffed to have you there. And of course, the man of the match, even though you probably would have thought it was Winston Reid from the highlights, it's not. It's James Tompkins. He done just as much defending, if not slightly better, than our boy Winnie Reid, and he wins man of the match for me personally. And moving on, what are you going to be introducing into this career mode? Well, I'm actually going to start bringing in a trial, or for a trial period, some monthly reviews. We'll probably do this all the way up to about January, I think, where we review the squad, we look at the league table and statistics review, highlights from the actual month, and we're going to do a manager question time. Obviously, I'll reveal more about manager question time, but yeah, something slightly different, something to add a little bit more depth to the career mode. Hopefully, you're enjoying the career mode, and as always, I will catch you later.
I used to dream about cars and things, about being a star and things. I thought that I